From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your morning update.
You want to go where to buy a new refrigerator? Steve's A to Z Appliance in Cottonwood? In Cottonwood? Just a 10-minute drive. And they'll save us money. New and used, honest, reliable, factory-trained repair service and parts, and they'll save us money. And dispose of this thing? We gotta make the short drive to Steve's A to Z. Thanks, son.
Steve's A to Z Appliance, front and main streets in Cottonwood. Drive a little, save a lot.
Happy Monday morning to you. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Krueger. Let's talk about a great band that is going to be live at the Cascade Theater on Saturday, November 1st. A.J. Lee and Blue Summit. They're award-winning. They've got a great energy, jaw-dropping root sound to the Cascade Theater, as I mentioned, this Saturday, November 1st. They are a semi-local band from Santa Cruz and redefining bluegrass with soul, grit, and California charm. Don't miss your chance to see A.J. Lee and Blue Summit live in concert. Tickets are on sale now. You can grab your tickets today at CascadeTheater.org. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at our weather headlines here, and looks like we are going to see dry and mild conditions to start off the week. Now, the cooling trend starts midweek with much cooler and wetter weather working its way here by Friday through the weekend. Still, the jury is out on just how much rain we're going to get out of this. Forecast models are on opposite ends of the spectrum. One much more aggressive with the rainfall than the other, but dry and mild as we go through, most likely, at least at this point next week. Here is a look at your Krueger's Quickcast for your Monday, October 20th. Let's get you out the door here for this morning. Now, we've got temperatures on the cool side, especially in some of the higher elevations. Look at Modoc County, still in the mid-20s by 8 o'clock this morning, 35 out in the eastern mountains, and even in the valley, you're talking temperatures in the mid-50s. So high pressure is a dominant feature here for the next couple of days. That's going to keep us under mainly sunny skies for everyone, including the coast, over the next few days. So for today, you're talking temperatures around 80 in the valley, low to mid 60s for the coast, and 60s and 70s for the higher elevations. So it looks like some pretty mild weather in store for us after, of course, the cool start to the day. Now, temperatures will start to drop by the middle of the week, and we'll see a significant drop by the end of the week, and wet weather returning to the forecast by the time we do get into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. All right, we take a look at the coast and inland, and even for Trinity County. Again, a chance for showers Friday, Saturday, and possibly even into Sunday of this upcoming weekend as well. Kind of a Friday through weekend type of event before we most likely start to dry things out a bit here as we go into next week. Snow level starting off fairly high, probably around 5,000 to 6,000 feet on Friday, dropping down to about 4,000 to 5,000 feet by the weekend. All right, that is a look at your Krueger's Quick. Really kind of get us into what's really going on here as we go into the end of the week, because that's really where all eyes are on, right? Is where's the rain going to be? How much rain are we going to see? How intense is this going to be? You may be on social media, you see that it may be intense and it's going to be craziness, but I think bottom line, we're still trying to iron out a lot of those details as far as how much rain we're going to see, how impressive this will be, how low those snow levels will be. But overall, what's happening right now is the storm track is generally up to our north. So storms will stay to our north. High pressure will be the dominant feature for us. And then we'll eventually start to see some changes as we get toward the end of the week. But I want to show you what's going on with Futurecast here just for the immediate future for the next several days. Absolutely gorgeous. You're talking sunny skies. There may be a little bit of fog later on tonight, early tomorrow morning for the Humboldt Bay region, but otherwise you can see here, even for tomorrow afternoon, you're talking sunny skies here for the coast, sunny skies for the inland areas, the mountains, the valley, but then that fog will return, at least for the coast, by Wednesday. Mainly sunny skies. There is a weak disturbance down to our south, an area of low pressure pushing to our south. It may bring a little bit of cloud cover, maybe a few showers down to the south. You'll see this even showing parts of the valley here. Could you see a stray sprinkle as we go into Wednesday morning? But looks like most of it will be in the form of some activity here way down to the south and east. I haven't really included it in the forecast because it really is not going to be that much of an impact on us. I think most of it will stay to our south, but we are still seeing some of that fog returning by around Wednesday and most likely for your Thursday as well. So there it is. That's the area of low pressure I was talking about. this is going to be kind of working its way northeastward. So yes, depending on how far north that comes will depend on how far north it works some of that shower activity here into the North State, North Coast, for example. But again, mainly staying to the south and east, places like Plumas County, maybe southern Lassen County, and as I mentioned, maybe as you saw there on Futurecast, maybe a sprinkle or two as we go into Wednesday morning for places like southern Butte County, maybe even Glenn County as well. But again, overall, most of the activity, which is not all that impressive, is staying off toward east. Then all eyes are on this right here. What we're looking at here is the American forecast model, known as the GFS. You'll notice even by 6 p.m., it's mainly hitting the coast and really still dry for everyone else. The timing, the overall intensity of this storm system and the next one coming in behind that, still uncertain. But sometime around Friday into Saturday, we've got that chance for rain. We're kind of between systems on Saturday, and then on Sunday, another round of rain. Now, the GFS, as I mentioned earlier, the forecast model is not in very good agreement on how intense the storm will be. That is, how much rain, how much snow we'll see. The GFS, the American forecast model here, not showing much at all, really. The European forecast model, however, is showing a lot more, maybe upwards of an inch in the valley, whereas the GFS is only showing a few hundredths to a few tenths of an inch of rainfall. But let's take a look at where that moisture content is coming from. And again, that's really what it comes into. Where is it tapping into that moisture? So by Friday, as you can see right here, we have that nice flow of moisture. It's got a nice flow of moisture coming on in. Now again, the European forecast model is a little bit more healthy with that moisture content, but it's there. That shifts to the south. That's no longer the source of moisture. We could still have some left over on Saturday, giving us a chance for a few showers. And then we have another source of moisture right here that'll be coming in sometime around Sunday. And then by Monday, high pressure builds in and it pushes that energy up to our north. All right, so again, it's something we're watching here very closely, but it's one of those stay tuned type of forecasts because things will be changing as we get closer to the end of the week. By the way, you may have noticed, especially in the valley, that we're seeing some gusty winds coming in from the north. That's because we did have a weak system pass through yesterday. Some of those light showers that we did see to the north, especially out towards Siskiyou and even into Modoc County as well, that quickly moved out later in the morning. But behind that, in the wake of that, we are seeing those winds a little gusty out there this morning. They are dying down this afternoon and really not much of an issue on Tuesday, but we may see a return of those winds coming in from the south at this point on Wednesday, giving us some gusty winds at times as well. So off and on winds, but nothing major. Hey, look at this. We're still going to be looking at those below normal temperatures once again after we get through this little bit of a warming trend here today and tomorrow. But then after that, temperatures really plummet. And again, a big drop. You're talking a 20-degree drop or so from Monday, Tuesday, down to the end of the week and into the weekend before they start to kind of go back up again going through next week. So it's mainly as far as the chances for rain. The timing, again, is something we're still ironing out. But Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that's the 3 main days that we're watching for this rain, and then it will dry out after that. Take a look at those lake levels here. There you can see, of course, we are seeing those lake levels dropping slightly, but nothing major. Nothing to be concerned about. We're still above normal where we should be for this time of the year. Wave heights are getting fairly high out there. We still have that beach hazard statement, by the way, for the coast until 10 a.m. So just be aware that is that risk for sneaker waves through the morning hours. Still some fairly high wave heights on Tuesday. There is a small craft advisory today. We may see that extend into your Tuesday as it looks like those wave heights are still fairly high. Your north winds at about 10 to 15 knots. There's your high and your low tide here for today. All right, here is a look at your neighborhood forecast, sponsored in part by Dignity Health. We're going to start off with Trinity County with temperatures generally in the mid-70s, give or take. Now, as I mentioned here, we're talking dry conditions through at least Thursday, maybe a chance for showers as early as Friday and off and on through the weekend. Here's your Dignity Health North Coast neighborhood forecast. For the coast, you're dry through Thursday. There's that rain coming in Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. All right, take a look at up to the north here. You can see the inland areas, also that wet weather coming in Friday, Saturday, Sunday. As I mentioned, I think we're going to see the first push come in on Friday, especially late in the day Friday. Saturday, we're between systems, but still some leftover moisture, still some instability. That could still bring us a few showers. And then Sunday, another stronger system coming on in. Now, snow levels starting off fairly high, but then I do expect them to maybe drop by about 1,000 feet as you do go into your Saturday and Sunday. Your Modoc County neighborhood forecast, temperature should be somewhere in the upper 50, mainly low to mid 60s. Some of the cooler spots will be Cedarville with a high of 58, but otherwise in El Terce you're at 64, as well as Canby and Aden, and Fort Bidwell about 61. If we do see any showers at this point now, I want to at least say that for Modoc County, Eastern Mountains, you're going to have to wait until probably Friday evening, Friday night before you do start seeing some of that rain, and then better chances coming in to the weekend. Here's your Dignity Health Valley neighborhood forecast to the south. I think we'll top out somewhere around the 80-degree mark here for many of us here as we take you through the afternoon. Taking a look at that 7-day forecast for Chico, yeah, about 80 for that daytime high. Temperatures start to slowly drop after tomorrow, and we're back down into the 60s by Saturday and Sunday. Again, I've included that chance for showers as early as Friday. It may hold off until Friday afternoon, Friday evening, and then better chances for showers going into the weekend for Saturday and Sunday. I'll look at your 7-day forecast for Redding. Those temperatures actually warming up a little bit here for your Tuesday, but then we do start to see those temperatures drop, and then we're down to the 60s by Friday, Saturday, Sunday, with, of course, that rain coming in Friday through the weekend as well. That's your morning update. I'll be back again at noon to check in with your latest forecast. Have a great morning.
Fire spreads quickly. Don't wait until it's too late. Garmin's Tractor Service specializes in field mowing and light tractor work to help protect your family, your property, and those around you. We're fully insured, locally licensed, and ready to help you create the defensible space you need. Call or text Garmin's Tractor Service today. Protect what matters before fire strikes you.